Good evening. Welcome to another episode of the GOP Podcast. I am your host, Preach. Today we got with us another special guest joining us on the GOP Podcast. Tell everybody your name. Tell everybody how you got into politics. Let's get started, bro.
Well, greetings, everyone. My name is the right winged angel, Oliver Mack. I got into politics I think it was 2019, when I started noticing that the Black Lives Matter movement was telling a bunch of lies,
Mm,
and the Democrat Party was aligning themselves with people who are not good people.
right.
Because I used to be a Democrat. I was a Democrat
Me too.
up until 2019 when I broke free of the shackles of the Democrat Party and started thinking for myself and started noticing how the media was lying to me and manipulating me to believe things that weren't true, about everything from the Black Lives Matter movement to President Trump to geopolitics, whatever it was. They were manipulating me, and I was being brainwashed and bamboozled
Mm,
into believing a lot of things that were actually detrimental to me, to my family,
right.
to the Black community as a whole.
Right.
So once I finally woke up to what was going on, I started an Instagram account, same name, the Right Winged Angel, just to expose a lot of the lies that a lot of my friends and family was believing.
Right.
And I started to try to wake up everybody that I could, and I think I was pretty successful at that. I've
Okay.
talked to a lot of people who just had that same experience that I did with the lies being fed, the media manipulation, and ever since then, I've really woken up. It's kind of like, I don't know if you ever seen The Matrix. It's just like Neo in
I
The Matrix.
I know that just the Matrix never saw the movie.
Okay, yeah. So there was a part in the Matrix where Morpheus gave Neo the option of
Yeah.
taking the red pill or
Yeah.
taking the blue pill. So
Mm,
that's where the whole pill movement came from,
yeah.
because the red pill was the pill that you took
To open
to
your eyes.
see the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah, to open the eyes. The blue pill was the pill that you would take to go back into the Matrix, to go back into
The
the
same
lies and
yeah,
deception
same
and the
recycle, same
right,
thing
right.
over and over again, solid, facts.
Yeah, so it really felt like I took that pill and I was just trying to help others to take the same pill, because when you're on this side, like things just it's like you walk out and you walk outside after being inside in the dark
Right,
for so long, and you see this bright shining sun that just kind of illuminates everything, illuminates the truth,
right,
illuminates reality for you. So that's what it feels like.
facts. Before we get into our topics, why do you think so many Black people, African Americans, are so addicted and hooked to the Democrat Party? I mean, like, almost every single Black home, they are voting Democrat, and some of them don't even know reason why they even voted Democrat. Their
Hmm.
fathers did it, their grandfathers did it, their great grandfather, everybody they knew was this Democrat, and they just follow them and they just vote for them. So, in your words, why do you think the Black community is voting Democrat? Like, what did the Democrats do, maybe past tense or present, that making the Black community so addicted just to vote that party over and over again?
Well, I think it goes back to the 1960s with the Great Society Act and Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yeah.
Lyndon B. Johnson, he enacted some policies that kind of hooked the Black community back then, because it put the Black community in a position where they, especially the women, decided that they were going to marry the government and just kind of
Mm,
forego traditional marriage and have the government basically take care of them and their children. So we've kind of so the Democrat Party kind of had a stronghold over the Black community since then, because they taught the Black community that they kind of taught the Black community that you know we didn't need to excel and do things and get high paying jobs and different things like that
Right.
because we could just rely on government assistance.
Government,
Like
yeah,
that
right.
was just the
Food
yeah,
stamps and all
right.
this, all this government
Welfare.
is yeah, all this, hey, if you don't have a job, you can apply for welfare. You get a check
Yep.
every 2 weeks or every month or whatever the case might be. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so that's basically what it was, and from then on, we've kind of been it just ingrained in part of black culture to just
Mm,
vote Democrat. Also, they taught black people or tried to tell this lie to black people that the Republican Party is the party of the racist. The Republican Party is the party of the rich. The Republican Party is the party that's not for black people, that doesn't
facts,
care about black people.
facts.
So that just kind of got ingrained in black culture. So you grow up, even me as a black kid, I grew up. It's like, oh, you just vote Democrat. It's just what you do. The Republican
Right,
Party is not even an option for you because your aunts, your uncles, your mom, your dad, your
right,
grandparents, they all vote Democrat, no matter
right.
what. They all
No
vote
matter what,
Democrat,
no
no
matter
matter
what.
what.
Exactly.
And it is just so strange to me because when you look at all of the ills that the black community talks about, like
Right,
the crime rate and the
right,
poverty rate and
right.
all these things are happening in Democrat
Democrats.
run cities
For real,
all across the
for
United
real.
States. Like
Right, right.
Democrat run cities all across the United States that have been run by Democrats for
Mhm.
decades and
Decades.
decades and
Mm.
decades.
New
You
York,
you've seen
Democrat
cities that
Democrats turn
right.
stronghold, New York.
Yeah, yeah. If you've seen places like Chicago that has been run by Democrats for I don't know how long, probably since the 90s or maybe even the 80s, they've been run by Democrats.
Yeah,
They've been a, you know, role for that long, and we have people that are actually, championing Democrats, but Democrats are the ones that have been enacting these policies that have contributed to the poverty rate that you see, the high crime rate that you see, the murder rate that you see in Chicago is like
right.
astronomical. But all of this comes from Democrat policies. All of this comes from judges who are willing to give violent criminals a slap on the wrist for
Facts,
violent crime and let them out into the streets so they can continue to do the same crime and continue to torment and torture the
facts.
communities that they're in. But we'll still vote Democrat.
Still vote for it.
Why? Because that's just what we do. That's what we're supposed to do as black people, vote Democrat. Like nobody who's actually voting Democrat can give you a reason why they
Why they
they
vote
do it.
for it.
They just
Mhm.
do it.
Here's the funny thing, and this gonna be a very different lane. Past president might have been Lyndon B. Johnson, might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's one of them. It's either Lyndon B. Johnson or FDR. One of them said it. They said we're gonna have these color folks, and he said the N word. Vote for us for the next 200 years.
Yeah, that was Lyndon B. Johnson.
This is what I think is going on. Somebody, I don't know who it was, have hoodooed and voodooed the whole black community. They got us voting for a party that was literally the founders of the KKK,
Yeah.
literally were the founders of people that wanted us in change. They wanted
Hmm.
us, they didn't even want us to be free. The Democrat states were the last states to actually even acknowledge that black people was even free. Okay. Let's
Hmm.
just put that out there, right? Our president, um, Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. Let's everybody let's put that out there. I don't
Right.
understand why people don't understand that. He was a Republican. Okay? The Federate and the other one, the one that fighting for the slaves, they was Republican. Okay? The ones fighting
Hmm.
against the slave was Democrat. So how in the world did we literally look past that history and said, okay, even though they wanted us enslaved and change, and they want us to be slaves, I'm still going to vote for them. It's because they say what they want to hear every single time. I mean, just like AOC just recently trying to, you know, separated herself from the woke people like Zora Mandani's and all these people talking about, oh, she was on this week, on a ABC or NBC, one of the program, and he asked her like, "Hey, wasn't you one of the people that literally was for defund the police?" She said, "See,
Hmm.
there's a saying that's going on. Woke one was terrible. We don't follow woke one. Being woke,
Mm.
the version of it, version woke 2.0. We don't follow that. See, we're not for that." And say she separate herself only because the midterms is coming up, and they know
That's
the
right.
midterm is coming up, and they know that, hey, the policies that I am actually pushing right now, nobody's going to be for the policies that I'm pushing right now because they know nobody with sense going to want you to defund the police. These police officers, I don't care how you say, oh, I don't like them because they do this, I don't like them because they do this. Who is the first person you call when trouble? You're not going to get a gun because you want to take the guns. So you're not going to get
Yeah.
a gun. You calling the police. You calling 911. Help! There's a robbery in my house. Help! Somebody broke in. Help! Something happening. Help! 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 No. So if you acting like that, you actually don't want to defund the police. I mean, I know the politician doesn't want to defund the police because they have police officers by their side every single day. Okay, so
That's true.
somebody's capping, somebody's lying in here. Okay, so I think it's very weird and funny how people are literally seeing the Democrat Party and saying like, "Oh, you see AOC, she got nice plans, she got very nice policies right now. I like what she doing." Like, pause. Don't forget what they was running on for the past year and a half, literally. And now they're trying to change their motto because the midterms is coming up. And they know if they keep having these woke ideologies, I'm talking about Zoe Mondani's, I'm talking about all these people that's in there that got crazy heads, talk about I want free stuff. This nation is a capitalist state. It might not be the best thing, and I believe that we do tax too much on mostly everything, and that I'm not going to even lie about that. I mean, some of these things I think we tax way too much. It's not even important to tax. I think personally, if you're making under, or you making 60K to 50K a year, you should not be taxed like that because you barely making it on the check that you got. You feel me? But if you're making like
Hmm.
100K, 150K, you are kind of like in the upper class, so you should be taxed. And I'm not saying that because I'm saying like, oh, you making more money. It's because in a way, yes, you are making more money. And if a guy is making only 50K a year, which is, I can say, I don't want to make an exaggerated number. I can say at least 50% of American people of today is making 50K a year, that's barely making it to paycheck. And you taxing us, and then you tax the food, and then you tax this, then you tax that, and then tax that. Like, didn't we technically move from King George because we didn't want to be taxed anymore? But now we are a nation that tax almost every single thing, even to in some state they even tax the water bottles that you drink out of. So it's like,
Mm.
who's actually a hypocrite? I mean, even though Britain taxes is way worse than ours, let's put that out there. Their taxes is
Yeah.
still crazy, but we move away from Britain to be different. Only thing that's different about that is we can pick a new president every single 4 years. That's the only thing that's different. But the taxes and the thing that we was fighting against, the Boston Tea Party. If everybody remember their history, we know how that went down and how that started a big revolution, a big movement. We're still doing the same thing today. So it's like, how are we different from Britain if we taxing the American people just like Britain was taxing their citizens in that day and age for this tea? I know tea is crazy. Like, man, they tax you for tea. But I mean, like, literally, they tax you for food. They tax you for groceries. They tax you on your job. They tax you for overtime. They tax you for, like, pause.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Come on now. Like, give us a break. We live in the paycheck to paycheck. and you taxing us and not making us any better. You feel me? So
Hmm.
last spot before we get into our top headlines, bro.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. My thing is, I think there should be a flat tax for everybody. I don't think that just because you make a certain amount, you should be taxed so heavily.
Yeah,
Because when people have money, like people are encouraged to invest that money and to build businesses
right,
that can that can lead to more people finding jobs and
right.
more
I'm not.
opportunities
Yeah,
for other
yeah,
people.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
I would love for there just to be a flat tax. Everybody pay the same thing because I mean, there's certain things that we need to tax for, like infrastructure and different things like that.
Right.
But make it low, make it to where our government can't just do whatever they want with the money.
Facts.
Make it to where it's something that can actually help the American
The
people.
not only the American people, but the community that you living in yourself. Like,
Yeah,
if your taxes, my bad, but if your taxes, and if they're gonna take money and take taxes out of your paycheck, money should be going to your community to make it better. Now,
yeah, for
here's
sure.
the second thing about it. We have different neighborhoods, and everybody probably knows what neighborhoods I'm talking about. Different neighborhoods that people don't know how to take care of. So even if the government did help those neighborhoods, it will get back trashy, it'll get terrible, it'll get messy, and they won't be able to. The people that live in there won't keep it up. So,
Hmm.
but there's some neighborhoods, and that's the thing. You have to differentiate, like, what could you actually do, because if you do that, then you'd be like, oh, they don't keep it up. So since you don't keep it up, should we not help them? You know, but I really believe, like, if
I
you
mean,
don't know how to,
in some situations, maybe not.
that's what I'm saying.
Like if
Like,
you don't like if you
exactly,
don't clean up your neighborhood, then you don't get the benefits of
exactly,
the money to be able to
exactly,
upkeep these things. You don't want
exactly.
to throw money at something
No,
that you're not doing anything with.
for real.
It
Exactly,
should be an
exactly.
investment.
Exactly. Facts. Facts. Um, let's get to something that's that's been on the news for a hot minute. I want to hear your host side. I want to hear your opinion on this. What you actually think? You know. Keep it. Even let everybody know this is Mr. Max personal opinion on this story. So don't be trying to get on him in the comment section or anything like that. Um,
I'm
what you
ready
think
for
about
it.
the for real? What you think about Northern Wales? What happened? What you think actually happened? Just give me your input on this.
Um, I think it's, bottom line, it's a tragedy whenever a
Right,
young
right,
person loses their life. It's
right,
definitely a tragedy. It's a tragedy for his parents, a
right,
tragedy for his friends to
right,
have to lose someone like that. And we really don't know what happened. We just know that the body was found and he was no longer with us, but we don't
mhm,
know the circumstances of his death. There's a lot of speculation out there, which I
right.
believe a lot of the speculation is based off of racism. It's not based off of facts. It's not based off of evidence. I think it's based off of a hate for white people.
Oh,
So
yeah.
whenever you,
Hate
so
for
some
black
people,
people. Hate
huh?
for black, yeah, you right, yeah, I get what
Yeah,
you're saying
from
now.
black people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from black people, it's hateful black people that just try, I mean, before you finish, my bad, bro, but, like, when I first saw, like I said, all respect to the mother. I don't know what you're thinking, though. I still don't know what you're thinking. Having Ben Crump as your attorney, this racist black man, and you have him Reverend Al Sharpton, known to be one of the most racist black men ever to ever walk the face of this earth. All he does is spill race hatred about white people and how bad white people are and how bad white people did this and that. And Ben Crump, love his talk. He's a good public speaker, but still does not put the fact that he's one of the most racist people that I have ever known or ever saw on television, because every single time he come on, he only comes when there's a big case on the TV that blows up of about a black child, and his main objective and goal is to say, hey, the white man did this, and the white people deserve to go to jail because they racist, and this was a hate and racist crime, and that's his main. That's all he's talking about, and he keeps saying that. I'm not trying to say, race have anything to do had anything to do with it, but when he first came out, that's literally what he literally said, almost word for word. Like he literally was implying that race had something to do with it. Him and Al Sharpton. So it's like, come on now. Like, why don't we just look at the evidence, review the evidence together? And I do want everybody to know they do have the autopsy now. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you know that. They do have the
Yep.
autopsy now, bro. Why they're not releasing it? Okay. That's the thing that's funny to me. I find it very ironic. Why are they not releasing it right now? I believe that Ben Crump the autopsy is not what he wanted to see. I believe that Ben Crump the autopsy and he figured out, oh snap, I can't blame nobody on this. Now listen, it might they might have something to do with it. I don't know. I wasn't there. A lot of people wasn't there. But the whole narrative when they first got there was three white dudes and one black guy was on an island on the 4th of July. That was the narrative. Until everybody figured out there was over 400 other people on the island together.
Mm-hmm.
First, it was three white dudes and one black guy and a lady. So it was actually four white people, but they didn't put the lady inside of it. It was just white dudes. Has something to do with Nolan's death. And it's like, okay, they are the obvious subjects. They are the obvious suspects. And I understand why you would want to investigate them. I'm not telling you not to investigate them. I want you to investigate them because if one of them guilty, I believe they should be, prosecuted and held with the full extent of the law. That's just, I don't care. I don't care if you white or black. But they didn't say nothing about the black friend that they had. It's only about the white friends. So it's like,
Yeah.
why would you not investigating everybody, the whole picture? It couldn't have been a racial crime. It could have been somebody could have been jealous of Nolan or well, they don't even know what's going on. So like they just jump to conclusion that race has something to do with it. I don't think so because if Waste has something to do with it, I don't think Nolan would have hanged around those friends that long if those friends was Wastes. You feel me? Like those friends were with
Yeah.
him for a hot minute, so he would not been hanging around them if they were this racial and that saying racial jokes or stuff like that. He would feel very uncomfortable, and I believe he would have went away from them. You feel me? But yeah, go ahead, bro. My bad.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that this case has been blown out of proportion in terms of the racial aspect of it. I don't think there is a racial aspect of it. Obviously, Nolan Wells, he thought that these guys were good friends and he trusted them to want to go on a boat. I mean, you got to trust somebody a lot if you're going on a boat with them in the middle of I don't know, was it ocean or whatever there was,
Yeah,
river or
yeah, yeah.
whatever.
No,
Yeah,
it was an ocean. It was actually a beach.
okay.
It was a beach.
Oh,
Horn Island. It was an island actually. It was
yeah,
Horn
island.
Island.
Okay.
Horn
Yes.
Island. It was big and everybody was there. So
Yeah. So if you're going on any body of water that's deep enough to drown in with a group of people, you got to be able to trust them. So I know that
mhm,
Nolan Wells, he trusted these people. He was friends with these people, and
right,
he knew that these people would never do him any harm. A lot
right,
of what's going on right now is just people speculating and
right.
trying to pin a murder
Narrative.
on some innocent
Mhm,
young people, some
right.
innocent young people that don't deserve it at all.
Exactly.
They're
They
trying to ruin
innocent
these
until
people's
proven
lives.
guilty, at least. They innocent until proven
Yeah,
guilty.
but not with
Like
black people. Not with black people. It's always
yeah, I know.
guilty until you
Guilty.
prove us wrong. Like that's what it
Exactly.
is with black
Until it's a
people.
black person. Until it's a black person like the one that stabbed Austin Metcalf. The black guy that just
Oh
stabbed
yeah,
Austin
he was
Metcalf.
definitely innocent.
But
He
he
was
was innocent.
innocent.
He was so innocent. It's
Even
like
he was innocent and he's still innocent even though he's been found guilty and they
right,
still
right.
think he's innocent no matter what.
Exactly. It's
So
all right. So like why the hypocrisy, bro? Go ahead.
yeah, no, we don't have any form of justice or truth in the black community with not all black people, but a lot of these black people. There's
Mhm.
no sense of justice. It's basically whoever we feel is innocent is innocent.
Mhm.
Whoever we feel is guilty is guilty.
Exactly.
And it's always based on race. It's not based
Right.
on facts or evidence. Any officer involved shooting that you've ever seen, if it was a white officer with a black suspect that ends
Right.
up getting killed, no matter what the black suspect did, he could
Right.
run at the police officer with a knife.
The
He could
knife.
run at the police officer with a
With a
gun,
katana,
guns blazing.
he can have a katana
Yeah,
doing this. Well,
yeah,
and it's like this guy was so afraid for his life. Here's Ben
yep.
Crump for you. This guy was so afraid for his life. He
Hmm.
took a katana to defend himself. Like,
Right.
shut up. Like, this guy was dead guilty. He was running from the cop. He knew he was doing wrong, and that's why he acted the way he did. Just like the guy that saw Austin Metcalf, he knew what he did. After he did what he did, he ran away, and he knew that what he did right then was wrong. That's why he ran away
Yeah, he admitted
from
it
the
though.
track field. You saw it on the 8-minute video. I don't know if everybody saw the 8-minute video. It was an 8-minute video.
Hmm.
He ran away,
Yeah, I saw it.
literally. So it's like he knew that he did wrong. Now, if he didn't know he did wrong, he would have said these words: touch me and see what happens. Now, to me, I don't know about to you and to the viewers that gonna be watching, but to me, when you say touch me to see what happens, you think you're a big shot. You think you take care
Hmm.
of business if you saying touch me and see what happens. That's not saying touch me and see what happens. That's like sweet what kind of phrase. You saying touch me, see what happens. You saying like touch me, see what happened, and you find out what's good for you, and you saying I'm gonna lay you out, or I'm gonna beat you down. That's what touch me, see what happened to me what means. I don't know what to you. I don't know how
That's a
what other
threat.
people. That's a threat. So you saying touch me, see what happened, and Austin Metcalf, he was like, man, like they felt very. They said all the guys that was in there, they felt very, strange and odd and unsafe, and not because you're black. I dare somebody say that because there was a lot of black people on the football team. So don't say, oh, because you were black. No, he might have been the only black person in that tent. I don't know, but it could be possible. He could have been the only black person in that tent, but it wasn't because he was just black. It's because he looked like he was about to get into trouble. He had a hoodie on. He looked suspicious. I'm sorry to racial profile people, but when you have a hoodie with your pants sagging down, your hands in your pants, and you looking down and you looking weird and suspicious, I'm gonna automatically think this guy is a gangster and I need to get to safety because I don't know if he's gonna start popping people off and I don't want to be in the crossfire. That's just how I'm thinking. I see a guy coming down with his pants down, hood on, black hood, I don't care, gray hood, hands in his pants. I don't know if he don't have a gun in his pants because they be having guns in their pants. They put that out. Sometimes be
Hmm.
having like a big bazooka. I don't know. So my first instinct is let me get to safety because I don't want to have to do what I need to do if I can prevent before it even happened. So let me get to safety before something started happening. That's my whole thing. But it was raining. Nobody wanted to get in the rain. And they said, hey, man, you got to leave the tent. And he said, touch me and see what happened. That's what happened. He said, touch me and see what
Hmm.
happened. Once they finally touched him, he had a knife and lunged it. Now, the black people saying, it was an accident because it was only 2 inches deep and that was a 3-inch knife. How in the world, if you're actually trying to kill somebody, you will technically plunge it straightly inside of him and it will go all the way inside, both 3 inches? Not quite, because when you're doing something, you're not thinking. These not people in a comic book movie that is professional hitmen, professional killers. They just doing things out of instant, and he saw Austin Metcalf go down. He said, "Oh, he's down." He did what he got to do. He not saying, "Wait a minute, guy, I got to make sure the knife is 3 inches in." No, he stabbed him. He went down, and that was it. I mean, I'm not thinking if I shoot you, bro, out of self defense. I'm not thinking, oh, did I hit him in his foot? Did I hit him in his hand? Did I hit him in his stomach? If you go down and stop being a threat to me, I'm going to assume my job is done. The suspect and the threat is handled. You feel me? Yeah, go ahead,
Hmm.
bro. But go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that case was a clear sign of, or a clear example of people who just wanted to get somebody off just because they were black. Like
For
the
real.
the facts and the evidence told a clearer story of what happened that day and what it was all about. And if somebody is in a tent that they're not supposed to be in, and you try to get them out of that tent, and when you try to get them out of that tent after you've asked what they said 15 times to try to tell somebody, hey, you're in the wrong tent, you're not supposed to be here, you need to go. And if somebody says, touch me and see what happens, well, basically what you're saying is you're going to do something. You're going to harm someone. And when he said that, that's the thing people are failing to realize is he didn't present the knife. He didn't say, hey, here's a knife. Touch me and see what happens. I'm going to stab you. It was touch me and see what happens. And I'm not even showing you what I have. I'm not even showing you what I'm going to do. I'm not even showing you the extent of the threat. So
Facts.
basically, when the guy goes, okay, we need to move you. If you don't want to move yourself, we're not going to let you stay here. So if we need to move you, now we're going to touch you to move you out of this location. And when they do that, then Austin Metcalf gets stabbed in the heart. Like it wasn't like he stabbed him in the stomach or the side. He
Right.
stabbed him straight in the chest. Like, what do you think is going to happen if you stab somebody in the chest? So that to me tells you that he wanted to murder somebody. He wanted to cause as much bodily harm to Metcalf that he possibly could, and that's why it happened, and that's why he's in prison right now or jail, wherever he is. I hope he's in prison by now, but that's why he's in prison right now for murder.
Facts. And facing 30 years. And I hope he served all those 30 years because that's what he deserved. When you do one thing, you deserve to have the punishment that is supposed to be dealt to you, given to you.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah.
I mean, I don't care about no color. I don't care about, your race or anything like that or family orientation. I don't care. If you do something wrong, I don't care if you in high places and you got a big name, you should be held accountable. You should not be looked down like, okay, let's offer him a plea deal. No. If you did wrong, you should go to jail. Simply put.
True.
Um we got some new recent thing that's happening in the NBA and the WNBA. What's your stance with trans men? That's what they are. And even though they call them trans women, but they're actually men. Having men in women's sports. What's your what's your stake? What's your point on that? And why don't people see the difference? And then the third question is, if they want men and women's sports, why did you create a different league?
Well, I am completely against men playing in women's sports. I'm completely against boys playing in girls' sports. Of course, boys and men have a completely different biological makeup than girls. Our biological makeup makes us stronger, makes us faster, makes us have more stamina. So
Right.
there's things that men can do that women can't do. There's things that boys can do that girls can't do. So when you try to combine the two and put men into women's sports, the men, no matter how much estrogen they may be taking, or no matter how many surgeries they may have had, those men are going to have a biological advantage over the women. And
Facts.
anybody who tells you differently or tries to ignore that fact is delusional. But when you have people like Royce White and also Ennis Cantor Freedom
Yeah.
coming out and saying that they're going to or designate themselves for the or declare themselves for the draft, the WNBA draft,
Right. For
I think it's hilarious.
2027. I think it's hilarious too.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah, I think it's hilarious because what they're doing is they're actually making these people holding them to what they said. They're making them play by their own rules. A lot
Right.
of the players and coaches have come out in defense of biological men playing in women's sports.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
basically, if you're like, okay, well, we don't mind or we welcome biological men playing in women's sports. We welcome biological men playing in the
Right.
WNBA. Okay, Let's see if you really want to welcome
I,
that. And let's put some biological men in the WNBA and see what happens.
I'm listen, bro. I'm telling every single man, here is an easy ticket to make money. If you sick of your 9 to 5 job, I got a very good proposal for you. Say I want to go in women's sports and dominate them. I'm not talking about, hey, she's a woman, you're not supposed to dunk on her that hard. I'm talking about dominate. I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
dunking 3 to 4 shots. I'm talking about keep doing it. Knock on them on the back. Let them know that physically you're not better than me. You're not stronger than me, and you can never be faster than me. Okay, my legs is longer than yours. I can move faster than you. I got more muscles in my legs than you, which is going to make my body work faster than your body is. So I don't care if
Mm-hmm.
you're a Caitlin Clark. I don't care if you're Sophie Cunningham. I don't care if you are Angel Reese. I mean, definitely not Angel Reese, because even with some of the girls, she's not defeating, because she's just a terrible player. She's one of the worst players in the WNBA sports ever. I actually looked at some of her games and I questioned myself, how did she even get in the league? Did she literally say, I got a pretty face? And they said, like, come on, Angel Reese, you can
Yeah, that was
join in.
marketing.
I'm like, for real, like something had to happen, because it wasn't because she got best offense. It wasn't because she got best defense. That was not in her profile. That was no kind of skills that she had. She didn't have none of those skills. She do this, like she about to shoot something and she missed every single time she does that. Give her the ball.
Get the
You got a
rebound.
you got a three, bro. You got a three shoots. You can make 3 free shoots. She missed 3 of those shoots. It's like, how are you missing 3 of those shoots? Are you practicing? Are you actually doing anything to contribute to the game for your team? Like, what are you doing? Literally, she does this. This is what she does. She go to work. She show off my new outfit I got, and then she play a basketball player, not playing the
Mm-hmm.
game. She just playing the character. I'm a basketball player. Is a title. It's just something that she want to mark off her bucket list. And then she said that she should get paid more than Stephen Curry. She should get paid more than LeBron James. And I don't even like LeBron James that much, but I'm just saying he's still a good player. I mean, Stephen Curry is a great player, and you think she thinks she should get paid more than them. You are crazy. You There's something going on in your mind, because you ain't better than Caitlin Clark. That's for sure. You're not better than Aja Wilson, I believe that's her name, or Kate Buckle, I think that's her name as well. You're not better than none of those. So how in the world do you think that you're going to even stand up to these men that's going to be dominating you to end, most likely, in the WNBA? How in the world you think you could be dominate these men? Impossible. I'm talking about, take some of these old legends, bro, out of retirement. They can
Mm-hmm.
play. They would dunk on them. T- turn to Get LeBron and turn it to LeBron O'Neal. Okay, that's his new name, LeBron O'Neal, bro. And they say, LeBron O'Neal, we got a game for you. Okay, we know you're gonna. We need you to step out of retirement. We need you to play against Indiana, the Indiana Fever. We need you to play against them. I'm sorry, Caitlin Clark. I defend you so much. I believe you're a great player, but Shaq will demolish you. I mean, Shaq coming out of retirement will literally demolish you. Like, it wouldn't be a game. You put LeBron James and you say, hey, he said he's a woman now. His name not LeBron James, it's LeBron James, and he is going to be in the WNBA. Him and the other two that you mentioned earlier, they're gonna be in the WNBA, and they're going to be dominate. I mean, bro, those four can go up against a whole squad of a whole female basketball team. I'm talking about easy
For sure.
dunks, easy defense, easy offense, and they won't have one shot to even put in the basket. It's not even a fair game. It's like, I know a lot of people saying like, man, you're anti-trans, anti-this. Like, this is not even. I'm not even putting my religious stance inside this. This is common sense. Okay, I didn't
Sure.
even put my religious stance in there. Now, my religious stance will take a different approach on it. Then they really call me, as they did call me in the past, transphobic, homophobic, and all these different phobic. I said, thank you for those names. They don't really mean much because you made them up. They're not even in the dictionary. You have to put a new dictionary so you can put the words in it. Like, you just made these words up. Who cares? So the thing for me is like, these people are dudes, okay? I'm talking about when you literally test their DNA when they die. Your DNA is not going to acknowledge your delusion, okay? At all. It's not going
Facts.
to do that. It's not going to say your DNA is not going to say once a male, now a woman. No, no. It's going to say this guy was a dude, born a dude. He's a male, okay? He didn't have no woman parts. He had a man part, okay? Let's keep it PG. But I'm keeping it straight with you guys, keeping it very straight. They're gonna see that. Okay, I don't care how much people cut, snip, shape, reshape, take off. You still what your DNA said you are. You're a dude if you're born a dude, and you're a female if you're born a man, a woman. That's just simply put. You can try to say I'm a woman. But here's the funniest thing, bro. You not see no woman. They might have one. You might just get somebody stupid to say that. You might see a woman, but you haven't yet, that said I want to play in the NBA. You know why? You want to know why? They would be dominated. They would be destroyed. They would be on the bench every single 2 seconds because they would be getting hurt. Cliff
Yep.
Wax. Go ahead, bro.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. I think that people are delusional if they think that these people are actually going to be able to stand up to what they're talking about in terms of welcoming trans women, whatever you want to call them, to the league. I mean,
Right.
these are males. These are men that are going to be playing against the women, or playing against and with the women, and they're going to
Right. Right.
dominate. These people are,
Exactly.
you have men that are going to turn into like all. If they allowed trans men to be in the WNBA, the entire All Star team every single year would just be all the men. Like, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be women. It wouldn't be able to stand a chance against
Mm-mm.
the ability and the power that these men have. I don't know if you've seen. There's this trans, we
Yes.
call
Yes.
put it in quotation, woman out of France
Yes. Yes.
that is
Yes. I
saying
did.
that, yeah, he's waiting for the call from the WNBA
Right.
to join the WNBA. I mean, this
Did
guy, the muscle mass, like, he's
yes.
a huge. He just
Yes.
can't jump very high, but the muscle, like, I could just picture him like in the post backing down one of these women. Like, they would never be able to
But
stand up
but did
against
you
this
see
dude.
how tall he was though? He didn't even
Yeah.
jump very hard. But did you see the accident that he created? One of the women that were trying to block him, he tackled her in a way. Just kind of like how they play defense when they about to shoot. He did that. Her back is messed up. She's in a hospital right now. So I'm thinking right to myself, women, do you actually want that? I mean, you keep saying men should not hit women. I'm talking
Hmm.
to any man. If you have a lady problem, join women's sports and have a free chance and get paid to hit a woman. Clearly, I'm
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
this. This is
Basically.
this, bro. I'm just saying, if they actually want this to happen, man, want to quit your 9 to 5. If you have a woman problem and you can't hit your wife, I probably should have said that. Go to women's sports, dominator, go to UFC, all that stupid stuff. Boxer woman. I think they actually had a fight where two women was fighting against a man and he just demolished them. I
Yeah, I
mean,
saw that.
busted face, broken jaws. It was 2 versus 1. The guy was picking them up, throwing them, and that's what they want.
Yeah, there was actually kind of a big story that happened a few days ago where, or actually maybe it was 2 days ago, where this player, I think her name was Dijon Carrington.
Ye
She committed a hard foul, a flagrant two
yeah.
foul against Sophie Cunningham,
Yes, I saw that. I
and
saw that.
messed up her mouth, like she was bleeding from the mouth.
Mhm.
Can you imagine if
A
a
man doing that.
man
Yeah.
did that to Sophie
Mhm.
Cunningham?
Yeah.
She would be knocked out cold.
Code. I feel sorry for him. I actually feel sorry for him. Like, I know I'm poking a joke at these people right now, but, like, all kidding aside, you seeing this happening, and this lady now, the Indiana FIBA coach trying to play cool because it's a black lady, okay? We already know
Mhm.
this. You already know this, right? They're not trying to seem racist, but I'm gonna call it as it is. The lady's angry at her. She's jealous of her. They mad at what she said, and they probably told her to do it. Somebody probably told her to do it. Now, this might be conspiracy theory, but I guarantee you somebody told her to do it. Because you know why? She wasn't even sorry for what she actually did when she actually saw the replay. She was not
Yeah.
sorry. She was actually sorry that she got fined and was getting punished for doing it. She was like, "What did I do? What did I do?" Like,
Yeah, she called it white privilege.
yeah, like how is she being white privileged? And you literally, as she was jumping, you put your hands on her face, went to the neck, and did this like she was a basketball.
Mhm.
I mean, imagine if Sophie Cunningham did that to her. Imagine the
And they
outrage.
would claim she was racist.
Exactly. I mean, imagine me. I mean, remember when the lady called Angel Reese a dangerous species, and everybody calling them
Yeah. Mhm.
racist,
Said
racist,
it was
racist,
racist.
racist,
Yep.
right, right. And she said like, "Oh, this is something that we say in our country." I have not looked that up, so I am not going to say it was something that they say in the country in sport. But that's what
It
she
wasn't even
said.
bad to begin with. Like
It's
you don't even have to make that excuse that it's something they say in their country. It just wasn't bad. It wasn't. It was a metaphor. It was something that she was saying. Like I get like people are like, oh well, she's a special species or whatever. I've heard
I
people
get
talk
what I
like
get
that
what I
before.
get I get what they saying. But if you also look in another lens, I guess you can take it in a racial sense, like oh, species kind of saying like because she's a human being, and
Hmm.
saying a
But
species
if a white
is
person,
kind of
if they said that about a white person, there would
I
be
know.
no race.
I know. That's the reason why
Yeah.
I was angry at because it wasn't because they said Angel Reese was an endangered species. It was because Angel Reese is black and she is their Barbie doll, and they have to cater to her needs and every single thing she
Yeah, they have
does.
to protect her.
You gotta protect her
For
every single
marketing.
thing.
That's what she's
Exactly.
there for.
I know
She's
what she's
there to
there for.
sell the WNBA.
Exactly. I mean, and the person that actually selling the WNBA is Caitlin Clark. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Nobody care about Angel Reese. Talking about only I didn't play with dolls when I was a kid because I didn't have a lot of them that looked like me.
That look like, yeah.
I had a
Even though
podcast
she was born in
recently.
2020.
Hey,
She was born in 2002.
bro, I had a podcast recently with a lady, and I literally told her verbatim what I'm about to tell you, bro. When you are a kid, the last thing you thinking about is about what your color is, your Barbie doll or your action figure. You don't care if it's Captain America
Yeah, I didn't
or
either.
Falcon. Okay, you
Mhm.
don't care. You don't care if it's Black Panther or Iron Man. You're not looking at these people's skin color. That's the last thing you're looking at. Unless you got some deranged parents that's teaching you about racism, about all everybody is black and worship your skin color, you're not actually thinking about that. No kid, no natural kid. Now I'm going to say she probably is a dangerous species, a special kind of species. Because if she had that mindset when she was a kid, what was her parents teaching her? What was her parents
Mm.
actually teaching Angel Reese is to have that mindset. Talk about, oh, I didn't play with dolls because I didn't have enough brown skinned dolls that look like me.
Yeah.
Why would you care? They were Barbie dolls. What did they do to you? They didn't talk back. They didn't say nothing. They was there for you to play with. They wasn't real.
Mhm.
So it wasn't really the Barbie dolls was a fault. It was your parents that didn't give you your black dolls that you so called asked for. And I guarantee you probably didn't even ask for black dolls. You just using it for a racial jab so you can build a narrative.
Yeah.
And that's all they trying to do. Go ahead, bro.
Yep. Yeah, no, she had black dolls. I guarantee you she had black dolls. She only said that to try to sell some of
Her
her
doll.
Barbies. That's all
I
that
know.
was. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
they were definitely black dolls. She was born in 2002. I know from personal experience. Like I even looked it up. They had like they said 250 to Mattel, the people who make Barbie dolls.
Mm,
There were 250 to 350 black Barbie dolls
mm,
that came out from 2002 to 2014. So her
mm.
whole childhood, there was 250 to
Different
350
types
black
of
Barbie
Barbie.
dolls that
Mm.
came out.
I
So
know, I
there
know.
was a black Barbie doll for
Yeah,
her to play with. There were
I know.
numerous black Barbie dolls for her to play with.
Yeah, she's just like I said, everything is about race with them. I'm sick of this victimhood, racehood, victim card, waste card, all this type of stuff. Like
Hmm.
this stuff got to stop. It really got to stop. Um,
Yeah.
our last subject, bro. Um, I want you to get your opinion on ICE because a lot of people there's a lot of you know there's I get both sides. I really do. um I understand both sides as well. And this is something that a lot of people from different parties, Democrat Party say one thing, the Republican Party, it just like, oh, just one narrative, right? I get both sides. But before I give you my opinion on that, what's your opinion? What you think about ICE? Do you think it's a good policy that President Trump is using ICE agent and to do what they are doing? Do you think he should do it in another way? Because the guerrilla tactics is not very American, I would say. So, what's your stance on that?
I think a lot of people have been painting ICE with a bad brush,
Okay.
seeing ICE through a lens that I think is not appropriate. I believe what ICE is doing is just basically enforcing our immigration laws. And if you have an immigration law that says that if someone is here on a visa, once that visa has expired, if they have not applied to get that visa extended or try to put in the motions to become a legal citizen, then that person has to go and then they start the process all over again. So all they're doing is just enforcing that law. All they're doing is just making sure that whoever is in this country is actually supposed to be in this country. We have a country, a system, a great system, but if we overwhelm that system, then that system can turn bad. That system can start falling apart if we overwhelm that system. If we put people on the system that are not supposed to be on the system, people putting people on the system that are not accounted for, um, through illegal immigration. Like we want to make sure whoever is here is supposed to be here, and especially if you have people who are in this country that are not supposed to be in this country that are committing crimes. Like, come on now.
I
We
I
have
I
people who have. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead, bro.
We have people here who have snuck into the country.
Yes.
They have they have sought asylum when there's no asylum case to be had.
Right.
Like just because you may not like it in your country, just because there may not be as many opportunities
Right.
for jobs in your country, that doesn't give you the right to come to the US and say, "Oh, now I'm seeking asylum. Oh, my country
Right.
is too dangerous. I need to come to your country and take your resources." Like that's not how it works. And you have people that are doing that and then coming here and committing crimes, like that just makes the situation worse. We want people here who's supposed to be here, and we want people here who are going to do the right things. And there's nothing wrong with immigration. I think this country is partly beautiful because of the immigrants that have come to the country over the years that have made this country kind of a melting pot. We have different cultures. I live in Houston, Texas. There's a ton of different cultures that I see every single day, which I think is a beautiful thing because it can add to your life experience. It can teach you about things that you've never would have learned
Right.
otherwise. It's like I can go to different countries without traveling to those countries. There's
Mm.
people that I work
Okay.
with that are from South Korea. There's people that
Right.
I work with that are from Nepal, India, China, like all over the world, Mexico, Venezuela, um, you know, different parts of the world that I can speak to and get their different experiences, which is
Right.
great. But also, you want those people once they get here to not bring all of their country here. Like
The
you want to bring,
trash.
they
Yeah.
want them to bring certain aspects of their culture here, but you don't want them to try to move their
Right.
country here. And that's why you can't have this unchecked immigration,
Right.
because what will happen is your country won't be your country anymore. Your
Right.
country is just going to turn into little mini parts of Haiti, or little mini parts of Venezuela or Mexico, and you don't want that. You want America to be America. You want people here to speak English. You want
Right.
people here to conform and assimilate to the American culture. So that's why it's important that people do it the right way. Because when you do it the right way, then you put those things in place with people to actually assimilate and not just try to bring their country here.
Facts. Facts. I agree with that. Um, almost 100%. I do agree that we do need something to check, to make to keep this in check. 'Cause I do think it got out of hand. I do think that. I am for kicking out the illegal immigrants. I am for that. I am for kicking out the rapists and all the people that human traffickers, all the gangsters, all the murderers. I am for that. What I'm not for is it's for people that have been here for so long, and they have businesses here. They've actually been living here for years, and now they're getting kicked out. I'm not for that. I don't think nothing should be happening to them because they're not a threat to America. Yes, they're not. Yes, they did not get citizenship or anything like that. But we got to also remember to file this to file your papers is $700 something dollars. To actually have a license, documentation is over 1,000 something dollars. So that's a lot of money. That's almost like $2,000. So nobody had that. Like I said in the first beginning, a lot of people is living on a $50,000 per year income. So, especially foreigners. So some of the foreigners have been working their butts off for America, and they've been building great companies. They did a lot of stuff for, America. Like I said, I am against having anybody coming in our country. I do believe we should get a system where we can vet people before they come in here. We should know their background, their history, and everything. If you don't have any history or any background, you should be placed on a holding till we get any information on who and what you are, because we should not be having anybody just coming in. Now, how I've been doing it, even though I know the media have been painting the narrative of these different things, and I get that as well, but I also get when they just, you know, like I don't care if they're doing it to the criminals. I don't care. Take them out how much you want to. The thing that bothers me, as I keep saying, is when they taking people out that been in America for years, have businesses, have got people, families. I mean, they already owed, they got children, X, Y, and Z, and now they gotta go because they don't have a paper. Like I said, they should put in some kind of system where they're going to help them to actually get their papers documented and things like that. I think that could be good because number one reason, they're doing good for America. They're not causing any trouble. They're hard workers. They believe in the American dream. And yes, maybe they crossed over illegally. Unless maybe they did not come in the right way, but they are not causing any trouble. Now, like I said, for the people that is rapists, people that's pedophile, people that MS-13 murderers, kick them out, drag them across the street. I can care less. Take them all out. I want them to be out because they are not good for America. They're actually poison for America. But the people that is not, I think you should take a different approach than just taking them out of their homes, taking, children, taking these people, separating them, and then finally they might see their parents if their parents want to, you know, because sometimes the parents is documented, but the children is not documented. Sometimes the children is documented, and the parents are not documented. So their law is if you document it, if you actually want your child, you have to take your child with you, and then sometimes the mom have to sacrifice. Well, I want my child to grow up in America because America is better than my country. I want him to actually have a fighting chance. So now she have to sacrifice. Do I actually want my child to live in America and I don't want to see my child anymore because I am not a citizen, even though I've been abiding by the laws, I've been doing every single thing. I just did not come in the correct way because I'm sorry that I did not want to live in a terrible country that does not even care about their own people. And that's my opinion on that. You feel me, bro?
I see your side. I would just I would just push back because when you have like if somebody like if you are in this country illegally, you're breaking the law. Like, would
Yeah,
you agree that if you're in this
I
country
do. I
illegally,
do believe that I do
you
break
overstayed
the law
your
for that.
visa. Yeah, yeah, you overstayed your visa, or you actually snuck into this country. A lot of people they've they come to this country being basically trafficked. Like people are putting them in trucks and
Yeah,
driving them across the border, and that's how they ended up in this country.
yeah.
um so I
But
just don't believe that just because you've broken the law and got away with it, that we should just ignore the fact that you broke the law.
But can you
like I
blame them from trying to have a better life and have a better life for their children? Like I said, most of these people don't have jobs at all, so they cannot pay this $2,000 out of pocket to even get a visa or to even start the process for documents or anything like that. So
well
can you
that's
blame? I mean, can you blame them for saying, "I'm not going to sit here"? In a country that want to kill me, that want to traffic my child. I mean, I'm just saying, put yourself in their shoes and saying like, "Hey, can you actually blame them for actually trying to want a better
well that's
future for their
mhm.
kids?"
Well, that's what the asylum process is for. So if you're actually in a situation where your life is in danger, your children's life is in danger, then you seek asylum.
Okay.
And if your asylum claim goes through, then you're welcomed into United States and you're
Okay.
welcomed into United States legally. But you can't sneak into the country and then say, "Oh, I'm claiming asylum." That would just be like if somebody snuck into your house and was like, "Oh, but I'm in danger. Like I need to be here. Somebody's chasing me." But I decide to sneak into your house. Are you going to let me stay? Like that's the kind of the comparison that I make with that. It's like basically, you're not supposed to do the right thing first and then say, "Oh well, I did this because I needed to." That's like someone who goes to a grocery store and steals a loaf of bread and then they get caught. It was like, "Oh, well, I just needed to feed my family." Like there's ways that you can go about that to where
Yeah.
you do it the right way. Like if you need to feed your family, then you ask,
Yeah.
"Could you please give me some food so I can feed my family," instead of I'm going to steal it and then tell you why I stole it and
Right.
then expect you to have sympathy for me.
Yeah.
So that's just what I feel about it. Because also when we allow people to come into this country the wrong way and then we let them stay, then all we're doing is inviting other people to do the same thing.
I feel you.
Well, you let this person stay, well, why can't I stay? So then you have all these people that are just coming into the country expecting to get that. That's the same thing that happened under Biden.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Biden is going to let us come into the country any
Biden was
kind of
going.
way we want.
Yeah, Biden was doing
So then we end
his
up
stuff was too
having
much. It was too
right, and then
much.
we end up having like 14 to 20 million people that
Mhm.
came into the country, and it's
Mhm.
like we can't do that because that's going to overload the system. We designed this system for Americans.
Right.
We didn't design a system for everybody to come to the country just because they wanted to come to the
Right.
country. A country operates a lot better when it has less people, when it's not overrun. People wonder how other countries can have free healthcare and different things like that.
For real.
It's because they have less people. They have a smaller population. There's a lot of things that you can do with a smaller population that you can't do with a larger population. And
Right.
then when you want people in a country to be somewhat homogenous, that's what creates a lot of the peace and harmony that we see in places like Japan, where there's not a bunch of violent crime, there's not a bunch of gangs and different things like that, because these countries have a specific culture,
And a
and you're
strict
supposed to
law.
adhere. Yeah, and you're supposed to adhere to this culture. And if you go outside of that culture, then you're ostracized, and you don't want to
Right.
be ostracized.
They
So
punish
you
you.
have to adhere to what this is. Yeah,
Right.
and that's what we need in America. We need
You
people
do.
to adhere to the American culture and not just bring all these different cultures in that we
Mhm.
don't even know what they're bringing here.
Exactly. I get that. I get that as well, bro. I get that as well. But just before we go to another subject, a lot of the people that I have talked to that are not even citizens, uh, a lot of them don't even know nothing about the process. Like a lot of them came over here didn't know nothing about. Oh, you could have did this. They like, oh, I didn't know nothing about that. No one told them
Mhm.
about that. So th- there's just different sides of the story, and I
Mhm.
get, like I said, I get the part of like, hey, we have to set an example, which is good, which is good. We do need to set an example because we don't need our borders open like in the Biden administration. Not just to pick on
Mhm.
Democrats. I mean, if Trump was doing the same thing, I would say the same thing. Um, because the people know they know me. Like I'm not a MAGA person. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not an independent. I'm neither. I'm a guy that just like the truth. I see both sides. I look at both sides of the story, and I get the truth from both sides. If one of the sides have the truth, sometimes one of the sides don't have no truth because they're so crazy. Um,
Mhm.
sometimes the Republicans go off the rails, and I call them out. And like I said, this is a more sensitive subject because you dealing with families that's being whipped from their individuals and their loved ones and things like that, because some family members have actually got their citizenship. Some family members that don't have their citizenship, now they got to go back to that terrible country. And it's like, mm, if they are a threat, should we give them a pass? And like I said, it is going to set an example if we do say, you know what, you good. You've been here for a long time. You should say. You should stay. But our last subject, bro. To move off topic, we got Kamala Harris now making a video about the Save Act, right? She's getting
Mhm.
mad that the president is going to have people needs to have some kind of ID. Here's the most baloneyest thing I ever saw in my life. Why are you mad that you need an ID? Only people is angry to have an ID in certain places. Just like when you try to go into a bar when you are a kid, or a party when you're a kid, you got to show your ID. I know a lot of people is old enough to know about that. When you needed an ID to go into a bar or to a party, you needed ID to um for them to know you was of age to go inside that party. Only time when you forge your ID, what you do wrong. Okay?
Mhm.
So when Kamala Harris getting all angry about President Trump putting a new act, so everybody had to have an ID before they vote for anybody. You know why they're mad? Because she's thinking, why do we have Biden have, as you said, 6 million, was it 6 million people inside the border?
It was
Six,
more than that. It was like
six
close to
foot.
20.
Okay, 20 to 6 million, around that number inside the border. Because you know what? None of them have IDs.
Yeah.
Okay, they know that. And guess what else? You can't have dead animals or cats or people inside the asylum or in the grave to vote for you anymore. They need an ID.
True.
They need a active social security number. So you can't cheat like you want to. So that's why they're angry. Talk about he's trying to take your right. Who's right? The dead's? I mean, you trying to do something illegal? You want cats to vote? Dogs to vote? Like, you guys were doing some shady things. They found some of this stuff out. They had cats, dogs voting. This to wake up your numbers. So it's
Yep,
like,
that's what it's all about.
why are you so angry that we put in a system that will secure, not take away voters' rights. Because most people that's not trying to do wrong have ID. Because it's by law you need to have ID for mostly anything. So you're going to make sure you have your ID. If you're going to drive a car, you need an ID, proof of insurance. You know these things. So why are you angry when he's trying to imply the law that been in America for years? They just haven't really put it in every single state. Because some states you didn't even need an ID to vote. Some states you didn't even need to be 18 to vote until recently. So now they're angry because it's going to be harder for them to cheat. And they want to make sure that it doesn't get passed before the midterms because they have this whole cheating game all scheduled up. But if they can't make dead dogs vote or dead cats or dead people in the sanctum vote because they don't have an active ID or active social security number, it's going to mess up their plan for the future. Go ahead, bro.
True.
Your last remarks.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're 100% correct. That's what they want to do. They want to be able to cheat. They want to be able to allow people who are not supposed to vote. And that's why another reason why we don't need this unchecked immigration just coming into the country, illegal immigration just coming into the country,
Facts.
because a lot of those people are here, and that's why the Democrats are supporting this so much. They want them here because they know they'll vote Democrat. They know that if they can import all these new Democrat voters into the country, illegally import these Democrat voters into the country, then they won't be able to lose elections. They'll always win elections because they're just inputting Democrat voters. And
not only that, they offering people free things. And what do foreigners like more? What do black people
stuff.
like more?
Yeah.
Free this, free that. I mean, remember COVID? If you get a shot, you get a free hamburger and french fries. What?
Yeah.
From McDonald's, to say the least. From McDonald's, we don't even know that's William Beat. I mean, at least give me Wendy's. Give me Five Guys or something. But McDonald's? Are you kidding me? I mean, you got this dumb idiot mayor of New York talking about if you get the vaccine, you get these french fries? Good. And it come with a hamburger and a shake too? And all you got to do is get a vaccine? They was begging for you to get a vaccine. I said it once, and I'll say it again. I really believe they was testing this vaccine to be some kind of super virus for somebody, either for America or for a foreign nation. But they knew they didn't have many test subjects. So they said, hey, let's use the American people. Because guess what? China wasn't stupid to kill their people. China not stupid to kill all their populations. That's one thing for sure. They're not killing everybody that, that get born in their nation. They actually promote their people to have babies. They want that. They promote the army. Every single person that's born in like North Korea, they got to go in the army. At least so for about 2 to 3 years. So just in case if a war happened, you're already trained. They promoting their men to be masculine. But what do Americans do? They advocate abortion. They advocate you killing your child. They advocate drugs. They advocate pornography that watch the mind. This is what they advocate for Americans. All right? They advocate men to be fruity. Okay? They advocate trans. They advocate gay rights and say it's human rights and say that they belong. Yes, you belong in America. And I don't care if you trans or gay. You do belong in America. You can be in America, but that don't mean that I'm going to accept your delusion. Okay? If you're not trying to teach my kids when I have my kids, or if you're not trying to teach your ideology on anybody that don't want to hear it, because there's so many people that doesn't want to hear anything about trans or gay, anything. They just doesn't say nothing because you know why? They are in the minority. The majority always win, even if they wrong. The majority is for trans people because now they out of the closet. Before the Obama administration, you didn't see no trans or gay people out. Let's be
Yeah.
honest, right? This wasn't
Yep.
out, but he made them feel comfortable to get out of the closet. Now you got the Biden administration. He made them even bolder to do whatever they want to do. Now they try and push it in schools, but they don't want the 10th Commandments in schools. They said don't
Mm-hmm.
put the Bibles in schools. They don't want you to put your Jesus on these people, your white Jesus on these people, the white man religion. They don't want you to do that. But you can put all this trans ideology, teach kids about fetishes. What? I mean, they have a literally a TV show like Miss Wastrel. You know Miss Wastrel, right?
Yep.
Teaching kids about fetishes. Literally.
Disgusting.
That's what they doing. And I'm like, pause? No kid is thinking about any sexual thing until you. I mean, I wasn't thinking about zilch until I was like at least 13 to 14.
Mm-hmm.
My thing was just foolishness. And still foolishness around that age still. Right? I was still a
Yep.
kid. I'm not thinking about none of that stuff. But this is what they want. They want to dumb American men because it's the men. They not really care about the women because they say women, you are empowered, and now it's the opposite because it used to be man is the head. Now that's not because everything is backward. Every single household, who is ruling the house? The woman.
Women.
Women is saying, well, their husband should go, where they shouldn't go. What should they do? What should they not? Guess what a man is good for? The money bag. He
Mm-hmm.
can't have no say in the family. He can't say nothing in the family except for bring the check on the table and shut up.
Right.
Literally. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the GOP podcast. To catch more, go on Spotify and iHeartRadio to listen on the go. Until next time, we're not red or blue, but we only after for what is true. God bless.